Hey everyone! Today, we're going to tackle a question I see all the time. How do you get a little piece of that Apple magic, a little bit of iOS, running on your Windows computer?
So, let's set the scene. You're on your Windows PC, right? But you really need to see how an app looks or feels or just plain works on an iPhone or an iPad. Maybe you're a developer, maybe you're a designer, or heck, maybe you're just curious. Whatever your reason, you're in exactly the right place. And let's be honest, if you're like pretty much everyone else, the first thing you did was pop open a browser and type in something like iOS emulator for Windows. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? It's the term we all know. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. That search term, the one that seems so obvious, it might actually be leading you down the wrong path. Because the tool that's perfect for what you need, well, it might not be an emulator at all. It just might be a simulator. And that brings us to the big mix-up. Look, people use simulator and emulator like they're the same thing all the time. But trust me, they're not. They're totally different technologies built for completely different jobs. Okay, first up, let's talk emulators. An emulator is trying to be a full-on clone. It's a piece of software that duplicates everything, the hardware, the software, the whole shebang of a device like an iPhone. It's trying to be the real deal, from the guts of the processor to the actual operating system. So, using our analogy, this isn't just a fake cockpit. It's a super advanced flight training system that could actually fly a virtual plane. Now, a simulator, that's a different story. It's not trying to rebuild all the internal hardware. Nope. Its job is to imitate the device's behavior and its environment, the user interface. It's kind of like a Hollywood movie set of a cockpit. It looks amazing, it feels real, you can flip all the switches, but it can't actually get off the ground. So let's put them side by side to really nail this down. An emulator duplicates everything, runs the real OS, and because of that, man, it is heavy on your computer's resources. A simulator, though, just imitates the look and feel. It creates a similar environment, which makes it way more lightweight and faster to run. And knowing that difference, that's the absolute key to picking the right tool. Okay, so now that we've got that cleared up, let's dive into the tools for the pros. We're talking developers, security researchers, the folks who need something that goes way beyond just looking pretty. And for a lot of Windows developers, the first stop is something called the Remoted iOS Simulator. This is the official Apple-sanctioned way to integrate their testing environment right into Microsoft's Visual Studio. So this Remoted iOS Simulator works directly inside Visual Studio, which is awesome. But, and this is a big but, you still need a Mac somewhere on your network to act as a build host. If you've got that, though, it's a fantastic and free solution. It's perfect for serious debugging, and you can even simulate hardware stuff like Touch ID or shaking the phone. All right, now let's move on to the heavyweight champion of iOS virtualization. This is a tool built for a very specific, very demanding crowd, Corellium. Yeah, Corellium is a whole other beast. It's not just a simulator. It gives you a fully virtualized iPhone that runs right in your web browser. This is a serious tool for security researchers and big enterprise teams who need to get their hands dirty with the hardware, the firmware, everything. It hooks into other Pro Tools and gives you a level of control that's just, well, unmatched. But hey, what if you don't need all that firepower? What if you're a designer or a product manager and you just want to see how your website looks on an iPad? Or maybe you just want to play around with the iOS interface. For that, we need a whole different class of tools. And for that job, the biggest and most well-known name out there is iPadian. And its creators are super clear about what it is and what it isn't. iPadian is a simulator, plain and simple. Its entire reason for existing is to imitate the look, the design, and the basic feel of an iPad's interface. Now, it's really important to know what it doesn't do. It does not run the real iOS, and you cannot get into the official App Store. It's purely for a quick visual check. And please, take this warning seriously. Only download it from the official website. Unofficial versions are famous for being packed with nasty stuff. The good news is the official version is super affordable. It's just a one-time fee, around $25, for lifetime access. That makes it a really easy way to get that iPad experience on your desktop without breaking the bank. So we've got the heavy-duty Pro Tools, and we've got the simple visual simulators. But what if you need something kind of in between? Well, a whole new category of flexible web-based tools has popped up to fill that exact gap. And two of the biggest names you'll hear in this cloud-based space are Appetize.io and SmartFace. Both of them let you run your apps right inside a web browser, which is a really powerful alternative to installing stuff locally. And you can see right away they're aimed at different people. Appetize.io, that's your go-to for making app demos, for training people, or for running automated tests. Their plans start around $40 a month. SmartFace, on the other hand, is really built for developers who are doing cross-platform coding and debugging, and its price is a bit higher to reflect that. Both are powerful, subscription-based tools that live entirely in the cloud. Whew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground here, from pro-level debuggers to lightweight visual simulators. So, the big question is, with all these options, which one is actually right for you? Well, it really just boils down to asking yourself 3 simple questions. First, what's your goal? Are you trying to hunt down bugs in your code, or do you just need a quick visual check? Second, what hardware do you have? That Mac requirement for the remoted iOS simulator is a huge deal. And third, what's your budget? Deciding between free, a one-time fee, or a monthly subscription is going to narrow down your options really fast. So here's the bottom line, the main takeaway. If you're a professional developer on Windows and you have access to a Mac, the official remoted iOS simulator is your best and freest option, for sure. If you just want a quick, cheap way to see the iOS look and feel, iPadian is the hands-down winner. And if you need powerful, flexible testing and demos that you can run from anywhere, Appetize.io is a fantastic web-based solution. And all this kind of leads us to one final interesting thought. As these cloud platforms like Appetize and Grillium get more and more powerful, offering near-perfect copies of real devices right in our browsers, you have to wonder, are we heading to a future where the line between a simulation on your computer and an actual physical device just disappears completely? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.